Are you exhausted? Like deeply bone tired, even though you've already crushed it today? Feeling like nothing you do is ever enough, and somehow your brain is tricking you into this endless rat race for more, better, perfect. Here's the thing. Science says your brain is literally wired to make you miserable if you don't learn to settle for good enough. And no, don't freak out. It's good enough isn't code for quitting or giving up. It's smarter than your own neurochemistry. Now stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why being good enough is secretly genius, and how to train your brain to actually feel content in a world that screams perfection is everything. Let's talk about the illusion of perfection. Society sells it constantly. Perfect Instagram lives, perfect careers, perfect self-optimization. But here's the cruel truth. Your brain is hardwired for novelty and reward, which basically means it will never let you feel satisfied for long. That endless chasing, that's your dopamine system throwing a mini tantrum. And the hidden costs are anxiety, burnout, and that gnawing feeling that you're never enough. Studies actually show that perfectionists tend to report higher stress and lower overall life satisfaction. Honestly, it's like being on a treadmill that's going uphill forever and someone keeps tossing carrots just out of reach. Speaking of carrots, I once spent 3 hours tweaking a single email subject line. One line. And guess what? The email performed perfectly fine the first time. Now, that's your hedonic treadmill in action. What is it, though? A hedonic treadmill is the idea that humans quickly adapt to positive changes. So, happiness from achievements or purchases is always temporary. You feel good for a little while, and then your brain resets and suddenly you're chasing the next thing. Now, picture yourself running on a treadmill while someone dangles a carrot in front of you. You grab it, you thrill for a second. Then the carrot jumps forward again. That's life. Always chasing more, but rarely fully satisfied. So, dopamine. Everyone talks about it like it's the fun chemical that makes life worth living. Kind of. But here's the twist. Dopamine is mostly about wanting, not enjoying. That's why hitting a goal gives you that fleeting rush, and then you're already craving the next one. A fun fact. Humans overestimate how much long-term happiness big achievements bring by up to 40%. Meanwhile, tiny wins actually boost mood more consistently. The heck? Train your reward system to find contentment in the present. Notice small wins. Savor little pleasures. Think of dopamine like a toddler in your head. Thrilled for 5 seconds. Then whining for the next cookie. Your brain is adorable and exhausting all at once. Now, let's get a little brainy here, but in a fun way. Certain regions like your prefrontal cortex and insula help you feel peace and satisfaction. Chemicals like oxytocin and serotonin foster connection and well-being without any external achievement. So how do we hack this? Gratitude journaling activates your prefrontal cortex for positive evaluation. Mindful breathing or meditation calms overactive dopamine loops and boosts your serotonin. Acts of connection, like texting a friend or hugging a pet or sending a thank you note, spike oxytocin. I have a friend who started sending just one tiny thank you text a day, and she says it's like little happiness injections straight to her brain. That's literally your contentment wiring being retrained. No extra effort, just noticing and savoring. And then there's the glorious psychology word satisficing. It sounds fancy, but it's basically the superhero power of choosing what's good enough instead of agonizing over the absolute best. It's a decision-making strategy that reduces mental load, frees cognitive energy, and actually makes you more satisfied with your choices. So instead of stressing over which restaurant is perfect, pick one that looks tasty enough and enjoy your meal. Done. Energy saved. Contentment achieved. You see it everywhere if you pay attention. In careers, taking a solid opportunity instead of waiting for mythical perfect jobs. In relationships, appreciating your partner's effort rather than cataloging flaws. In everyday life, choosing the tasty, easy meal instead of spiraling over the optimal meal. Honestly, it's basically saying, yes, this laundry pile is good enough. You live, you breathe, and maybe you don't smell like a walking wet sock. Kind of revolutionary, right? So how do you actually build a good enough brain? Start small. Celebrate tiny wins. Every completed task triggers a little dopamine spike that teaches your brain, hey, this feels good. Let's do more. Set realistic expectations. Sometimes lowering the bar where it matters is exactly what your sanity ordered. And practice micro-satisficing. Every day, pick one thing to let go of striving for and notice the mental energy you reclaim. Over time, these little practices strengthen your neural pathways for contentment and resilience. You're literally rewiring your brain to like living in your skin instead of constantly running from it. And remember, embracing good enough isn't quitting. It's a power move. If this resonated with you at all, or made you feel like someone finally gets it, go ahead and give this a like. And if you want more videos about mental health where I'm kind of an idiot talking about emotional healing and figuring life out without losing your mind, go ahead and hit subscribe. And drop a comment below and tell me, what is one area in your life that you are learning to make good enough? I'd love to hear it.